Hello, it's Mary, the Psychic Animist here, and I'm coming to you from Riversbend Sanctuary, where we are doing 78 weeks of tarot. And this week we are on to the Hanged Man. And this is a very interesting card. Now this is just a normal Rider-Waite from a Rider-Waite deck. And as you can see, it's normally just showcasing a man who is hanging upside down. Usually just one foot is tied to the tree. Other foot's normally leg is bent like this. And also, usually has the hands behind the back, just like that is showcased. And the thing about the Hanged Man, now this is a major arcana card. So it is whenever you pull a major arcana, it's really a bigger life situation going on versus like the emotional aspects or the different hidden aspects of like the minor arcana. So when you pulled a Hanged Man card, what does it mean? Now there are, depending on what deck you use, it can be different. This Mary L Tarot, which is a little darker. Now, if you notice with this card particularly, both feet are bound, right? And the hands, the arms are not behind the back. It doesn't look like this person is in as much control as the other, when you're talking about the other decks. And the thing about this card is, what the book states is very similar to others, where you are in a state of, contemplation, where you have to think, you have to stop and think. But this one goes a little further. It almost takes part of the reversed and puts it in the upright as well, where, you have no choice. You have to stop and think about what's going on, or you have to just completely let go. Let go and let fate take over, that kind of thing is with this card. But most of the time, the Hanged Man really does mean that you need to take the time to contemplate things. And it's different than the Hermit. The Hermit is about hibernating and contemplating and really going deep within for healing, that kind of stuff. The Hanged Man is so much about looking at things from different perspectives. You are in control is the big part, what normally the Hangman is. Again, certain decks, it's not the case. Now you can read that however you want. So just because this deck is a slightly different doesn't mean that you can't read it like any other deck, right? It depends on what you want. But this is really about, taking the time to figure out what is the best path forward. Where are you at? Because things aren't working right. You need to figure out where you want to be. Gotta love how this focus happens. So looking at things from different perspectives. Again, this is a big card when you're looking at coming from a more spiritual background, where there's shamanism, animism, whether you're Reiki practitioner, what have you, looking at, psychology, all of that. It's really about looking from outside perspectives. So maybe what is going on is that you are too focused on, one-sided. What you're trying to achieve isn't happening because you aren't looking from a 360-degree, area. You're looking just one spot. And it really means take that time. You are in control. Take that time to reflect, look around, see what's happening from other perspectives before you continue onward on your path, right? So, and it's also about sacrifice. You are sacrificing. Like, here's a cool one. And this is from the Guardian of the Night, and this is an opossum. And what's interesting about an opossums is that when they get scared, they don't really defend themselves. They play dead, right? So hanging there and just being is why she picked the opossum for this one. But it's all about, you do sacrifice. You have to sacrifice for what your goal is, what your path is. To me, this is a very spiritual type of card to pull. Here's an interesting one from the She Tarot, She Tarot. And this is, this card is actually, so if you look, let's see how the man right here is actually upright when the card's here, but it's actually flipped because if you notice the mountain is here, right? So it's interesting when you pull this reversed is actually what the upright of a normal card looks like. But again, it's the same thing. You are connected. So, and this is that in between, you know, heaven and earth, in between the upper and lower world. If you look, there's almost always a tree involved. And if you look at like the world tree, or any tree really, the roots go into the ground. You're grounded. Yet it goes up into the heavens or the upper world. So you've got that connection. So it's like you're in this liminal space that you're able to take the time to figure out what the best path is forward. You know, this happens with when you have very critical decisions and maybe you're not going down the right path. Sometimes you're forced to stop. You know, if outside things are occurring and causing you not to be able to continue on, and this could be something even like a project you're doing at work where somebody's not doing what they need to do to allow you to move forward. Well, this is giving you a time to stop and reflect and to think, okay, well, maybe I should be doing this differently. Sometimes we need this hanged man type of event to occur so that we can step out of where we're at, right? We can let go. But when we let go, it's not that we're totally letting go of control. We're actually looking and seeing how we can better control our path. What steps we can take that it makes better sense, right? And this can be, you know, for spiritual wise, for your entire spiritual path, your soul's path, your, you know, reason for being here. This can be related to work, to career, you know, or to love, to so many different things. You know, it's really figuring out the best course of action. Here is from the Celtic Tarot, and if you notice, I like this card because it is normal. He's, you know, hanging upside down, but he's in control. But do you notice the lights that are emanating, you know, shining from his head? That is a connection too. That's a connection, a grounding connection, but also an opening up. So he's using his intuition to figure out things, and he's going in different methods. You know, it's not just the one, not just like from the third eye going out. We've got three, and that three is also, you know, encapsulates the, you know, mind, body, soul, but also the lower world, the middle world, the upper world. You know, you've got so many things that you're, again, looking from all kinds of different perspectives to get an idea of what's going on. Let's see. We've got from the Anima Monday, we've got the beautiful spider. And again, I love how she uses these stars in the background. There's still the leaves there, and it's just hanging there. It does not mean that, you know, you're not in control. It means you're getting the chance, right, to view things from different perspectives. Let's see. Oh yes, and this one from why can't I remember the name of this one? Very common deck here. So the bat, I like the bat too. So if you have pulled this for love, a lot of time that means that it is time, you know, you need to really look into things. What is, take that time to step back and contemplate. And you can do this together. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's a bad part of your relationship if you're in a relationship. Sometimes it is best to sit and talk and discuss together, right? You can both hang together. If you are trying to get into a relationship, it could mean that you need to take the time to step back and don't be too pushy. You know, don't push yourself out there too much. It's time for you to look at where you're going. Again, different perspectives. For career, it could be there's uncertainty going on. You don't know. You're forced to take a break. Like, you know, when I said maybe you're in a group project and somebody's not doing their part and you can't move forward right now, it could just be indicating that. You know, it could mean that you need to take that time to figure out where you want to go with your career. Maybe you're not happy right now. And for finances, it's, again, change of perspective. So you need to step back and look at where you're spending the money, how things are going for you, right? That kind of thing. Reversed, now, again, it depends on the deck. Like I said, this deck is a little different, the Mary L. Tarot. Reversed normally means that you kind of are at an impasse. You cannot move forward right now. And a lot of times when what I feel when I pull it reversed is that that there's other outside forces that are bothering, that are taking advantage. It could be that you're at a complete standstill, the impasse, not able to do anything. You feel like you're sacrificing so much, but you're getting nothing in return. That is not a good feeling. You can't see a resolution, you can't move forward, that kind of thing. For love, it's really, again, about new perspectives, time to change. That one's not too different for reversed. It could mean that you may be being too pushy and need to step back too. But again, it's very similar for, reversed versus when you're talking about love. Can't be rushed, and you've got to avoid pressure. I know that's one thing. Even for pulling for a love reading, if you pull this upright, it's watch out that you don't pressure too much or push too much in love. And again, for reversed love, it's just that there's going to be changes. Changes can occur. And when it's reversed, it doesn't necessarily mean bad. So maybe you need some changes in your relationship or how you're trying to gain a partner, that kind of thing. And I'll put this one back up. For career, it usually means if you pull this reversed, things aren't working out for you. The new career move that maybe you have done or you're thinking about doing is not working out. It's not aligned with you. You could be procrastinating or stalling for time. Something's just not working. For finances, this is a lot of times this is a failure. If you pull this reversed for finances, that means something's not doing right. There's a failure. You've lost money. You're overspending. You've failed investment. You have wasted. You've sacrificed too much, but you're not getting anything in return, is really what that is. So the Hangman can be a very spiritual card. And this one I like how this is from the Light Seers Tarot, and I do love how free-flowing this is, how fun it feels, right? Because there are definitely times where we need to do this and look at things, and that's why it's hanging. You're looking from different perspectives, and free yourself. Free yourself from being stuck in the linear, right? Or the one upright linear segment is just to go from different perspectives. And again, this is something in the spiritual community you will hear about over and over again, that to change your perception, change your perspective. And that part is huge. It really helps with so many different things. I mean, look up psychology is the same. So beautiful card. And I thank you so much for spending this time with me. And we will see you next week. Thank you.